Yeah, this is a new game to all of us, so we're just kind of kicking the tires around, playing around in the world a little bit. Again, it's based off of a board game property by Games Workshop called Talisman that's been around since, wow, a long time. It's a very old game. Check it out. But today,
Pretty cheap on
today,
Steam.
we are looking at some new arts by the Friendin. The Friendin did arts for me, and the arts are now on display here. It's very nice. Let's give a little round for Friendin for creating the arts. It looks good. Good job, Friendin.
Yay!
Thank you. All right, so today we've got Richard. Who you playing, Richard?
If you can hear me, I am playing Iwa Wuwa, the lay
Get it? I
walker.
get it.
Good. Uh, the lay walker prophet who will tell you your future. One of death if we come across Dion's character.
Whether you want them to or not, they will tell you your future. Dion, who are you playing tonight?
I am playing the exiled sprite Papillon, who is a minstrel that is here to have a good time and make friends and have a good experience.
Okay. And Jameis?
I am playing Morgan, the human sorcerer, who is here. Haven't really got much else. Sort of got ideas about the character, but nothing's really come out yet.
All right. So I don't know what to do about you guys coming through low because I've got you all maxed out on my audio app. I got you maxed out on my speaker on
That's
the
okay.
computer.
We'll do the English language
Yeah.
thing. We'll speak slowly and loudly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll do the best we can and go forward. Go forward. So, what happened last time, guys? You explored the Great
ASMR
Forest.
stream.
We
You were
started in media res in
Yeah.
a
we did it. We were in a forest.
cemetery. The cemetery, where there was ghosts and skeletons, and we investigated the crypt after we had soundly beaten those things. And there was another spirit inside who had been disturbed when
It was the
Talisman.
kid of the couple that
the
were in
kings,
charge of the
yes,
nation. Yeah.
and their talisman, which is the mystical object of power, had been taken away from them.
all right. Sounds good. And so you made it to this bridge to get to Villadoc as you trying to find a ship or some way to get quickly down south over the river. And so what happened at the bridge? You had another small encounter.
There was a
So there were some brigadoons who dared to ambush us, and I valiantly stared them down without doing anything at all other than blowing up a crossbow. And I said, "Be gone!" And they ran away, and then Papillon shot them in the back.
I didn't know that you told them to run. I just saw people running that attacked us and decided they needed to die.
Those guys didn't attack you. You just decided to shoot someone in the back, and you
They
go,
were
"I'm shooting people in the
involved.
back." That's what I'm doing.
They were involved.
All right, good enough. Okay, guys.
Oh, we now have a cart of
Yes.
cabbages and some.
A few cabbages. Some of those cabbages were used as objects of murder. Let's not forget that. But the cart is intact. You've got a couple of horses to draw them. And so Villadoc, just down the road, you can see this sleepy, small little town. Nothing compared to the city, named the city, because it's the only city. This is the village,
What
which
else
they
would
give
you
a
call
name of Villadoc. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, go figure that.
Is it because it's a village?
I guess
The
villages
dog?
just high, just rated higher. You know, the village has got to be named, but the city is just the city. It's because it's the only one, man. It's
Oh,
there
there's
you go.
3 places called Ruins, so
Yeah, well, franchises, I guess. Yeah, hey, start your own Ruins franchise now.
I heard their chili fries are to die for.
Yes, they are. All right, so Villadoc. You see the sleepy little town just down the road from you a bit. Uh, Little stucco buildings, nothing more than 2 stories high. Very colorful roofs, splashed in reds and purples. You see smoke coming out of chimneys, and you see smoke coming off of roofs and fires. And
I
just on the
foresee
wind, you can hear the
No.
sounds of people
welcome for us
screaming.
there.
Yeah.
Oh
They're
Must
no.
have
throwing a
been
party
mechanic.
for you.
Woo!
The adventurers are coming. Set fire to everything and increase all your prices by 5 gold.
Yep. I'm riding the cart. I'm going to take that out. We'll also use that to load on the body of our compatriot who isn't here.
He's overcome. He's allergic to cabbages or whatever it
So we'll
was.
put him on the bed of cabbages.
Exactly. Yep. Wow.
And we go into town.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys, walk a little bit and the sounds of screaming much louder, the sounds of horror. And yes, there are fires. There are fires. You're looking through the streets. People are running away, trying to get into houses quickly. You're hearing the sounds of doors slamming. You see some people with buckets running back to the river, passing you by with buckets, filling them and running back into Villadoc, trying to put out the fires on the roofs. You're not exactly sure, other than the fires, what else is causing the issue here. It's an awful lot of terror for fire, maybe. Oh, look, there's something shambling in the street. Looks
Is that
like
us?
something that should be
Are we
dead.
shambling?
Yeah, something that should be dead. Looks like it might have crawled out of its own grave. Is currently just removing the limbs off of one of these poor citizens. Probably a potato farmer. Probably. He might have made good booze with those
Is it
potatoes. We'll never know
just-
because right now he's being gnawed upon, limbs
Was it
being
just
torn
the
off his
one,
bodies.
or was it several?
Well, that's what you see. You haven't entered Villadoc proper. You're just you're looking down the road and you're kind of seeing this all happen.
Okay, we'll go on.
I
Uh,
prophesize your doom.
You're talking to the guy that's having his limbs torn apart, right? Get your-
Generally
yeah.
out loud, so
yeah.
that my prophecy comes true, no matter who.
If he looks evil, I don't know what the range is, but lightning bolt.
Well, we'll say it's a good distance. You haven't gotten through the village proper yet. It's good, 100, 150 yards or so.
I have no idea what the distance on lightning bolt is.
There's
There
no
isn't any.
distance as
Yeah.
long as
You can see it, I believe.
the enemy, you can hit them. Because I
Yeah.
have that spell.
Now there are other people around that are trying to run away. You see some people that are around wounded. It looks like this creature was smart enough to go for a leg, tear off that tendon that goes across the back of your leg, so that they're trying to crawl away. There are several of these wounded villagers just trying their best to get out of the way.
Okay, well, I can choose an enemy, so it just targets. So I'm not going to have splash damage. It's only going to do at most a d6 damage, so we're not talking humongous. Aspect. Modify. Don't know what the hell I'm doing. The hell am I trying to do?
The spell
As
itself
in,
should tell
yeah.
you what aspect it plays off of. Actually, no, it's off of your type of spell casting is the aspect
Yeah.
of it. Yeah.
Shapwing. Oh, that's not good that it's broken, because I can't see what that karmic dice is saying.
That's
Climber
a
dice is
6.
a 6. That's good for you. So you get a point.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Did I get any doubles?
You got 2 doubles. Total of 18.
Oh, great success.
Yeah, it's a great success. So yeah, there we go. How much damage does it do?
D6.
Okay,
Not
you
even
get-
D6 plus craft.
Okay. Do you get anything special for having gotten a fortune point
Rolling
roll?
karmic equals 6 causes the target to be stunned until the start of my next turn.
Nice, because the 10 points does not slay it. It does, however, get a nice crust on the arms of the peasant that it just has de-armed and de-legged. It did do some damage to this rotting bit of undead mobile flesh as well. But mostly it just looks irritated as it doesn't like its meat cooked. Throws the arm down, looks in your direction. But it is stunned. Yeah, so we're going to say what happened is the lightning actually fused some of the fleshy bits that it still has fused to the ground, and it's just not able to move for a bit. So how long is it stunned for?
My next turn. Until my next turn.
Okay, until
So,
your next turn. All right. And with a great success, it is not able to counterattack either. So who's next? Jameis, just pick the next person. We'll do popcorn.
Pepino.
Okay. So again, you're about
All right.
150 yards away. You're just kind of looking down the main street, and this is kind of what you saw as the lightning bolt goes off.
I'm gonna slowly advance further into the town, but
Busted.
look out for other enemies.
Okay. Sounds good. Slowly into town, you say.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, you know what? I can fly. I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna go above the buildings and just scan the streets real quick from above.
Okay. So, let's see. Let me check something real quick here. I'm looking up surprise for a second.
Uh-oh.
Okay, make a notice wits check. Oh, nice.
It's a great success.
It's a great success. So also tick off a light fate point with that 6 you rolled.
I can only have a max of 3, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I'm just maxed out.
Okay. So what I'll give you is just something bonus happens here. Not only are you aware to the danger as soon as you take flight, you are not a target. It doesn't see you. You're kind of diminutive. You're flying kind of close to the rooftops, but there are flying undead. They look like they're huge birds, maybe condors or used to be.
Can I?
So I'm going to consider that movement. So yes, you can do something.
How many condors?
3.
There's 3 of them up here.
They seem to
Oh,
be
God.
trying to find targets on the ground, so they're kind of circling. They're high enough up that weren't really noticeable from the ground until you started getting some height yourself.
This might be stupid.
I love it when you start with those words.
I'm gonna lightning bolt one.
Ooh, okay.
I thought you were out of spell points. Oh no, you gave it some back.
Yeah, we got them all back, didn't we?
You just
No,
had a
we
rest.
just
We
did
haven't.
the thing.
We didn't
Yeah,
rest.
you had a short rest, but you rolled really high, so
Yeah.
you got all your points
Yep.
back.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute, I had all my points back. Did I mess
Yeah.
up? Okay.
No, you're
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boom. It's
All
a
right.
regular success.
Yeah, nothing good on the Kismet dice, but it is a success, so go ahead and make your attack.
All right. Pow! 6.
6 points. 6 points is it does damage it. You see that the bits of flesh that remain that seem to be enough to keep it aloft are torn away by this lightning blast, and it starts spiraling down as it no longer has enough feathers and mass in its wings to keep it afloat. You don't think you killed it, but you did force it to the ground. Now with a standard success, I get to retaliate. Let's see. Okay, I can choose an opponent with a range attack strikes you for half damage. An opponent with a range attack fires at one of your allies. An opponent with a melee range strikes you for full damage, or you lose 1 additional ammo. Well, I tell you what, there's actually nothing close to you, and there's nothing here that has missile attack, so you go unscathed from this. All right, leaving you are last in initiative.
Yeah. I'm
Well,
gonna.
we'll-
Can I call down to my allies actually? Because I'm assuming I just went up.
Yeah, sure.
I'm just gonna.
Like I
be
said, you're hugging around like
okay.
the rooftops, so they're not that
Okay.
far below you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna call down to Awar before his turn and just be like, "Watch out for the air. There's birds up here."
And
Yeah,
with
the
that, you
birds came to
see
me.
this huge condor circling down as it's not able to control its flight, and it kind of lands in the main courtyard as well. So it's pretty close to that stunned creature. If you guys want to make that wits check to see if you can spot the others in the air, you can go ahead and do that. It's free. You can. It does not take an action.
I mean, I guess that's a chance to get a thing.
Yes,
Ooh,
or give
great
me a
success.
thing.
Yeah, free point possibly.
You'll have to tell me if the camera dice anything interesting because my icons are just not showing.
Yep. You
But
might
yeah,
want
great
to just.
successes.
You might want to hit reload to see if it fixes things for
try.
you.
I only just loaded it up like half
Extraordinary
an hour ago.
success.
Very
Three
nice.
of a kind.
You guys both see the other very large bird still aloft. They don't seem to be paying attention to you, but they look like they have found a target. And as you look down the street looking to see what it is they've keyed upon, there's a group of children, 5, maybe 6 of them, that are running for the chapel. And these birds they just kind of pull their wings in tight and they just almost drop out of the air heading right towards these children. So what
tasty.
do? You are... If it makes a
Tasty,
difference,
tasty children.
they're orphans. No.
Yes, it makes a difference. I leave them. There. Oh,
Have you got ride?
ride. No, I cannot
Okay.
ride these. Wrong character to be for this one to be riding flying things.
No, I was
Um,
thinking just stampede the horses.
Well, remember,
that
you,
as well.
any skill that doesn't say that you must be trained in it can be attempted. You just don't get any
Yeah.
bonuses.
Yeah, just don't need bonuses. But yeah,
Mhm.
so I was just thinking you stampede the horses. But no, you do you.
No, I mean there is nothing.
Prophesize
here.
the children are dead by the condors or something.
And again, you
Pretty
haven't
much.
you haven't moved yet, so you're still like 150 yards out, just kind of viewing the courtyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I got nothing fun that I can do here. I guess. Oh no, hang on. I have a sling for hunting in the forest.
Okay.
So I will get that out and try and shoot one of the things as I.
You
Sorry,
have a
right
target-rich
across.
environment. You got the first thing that was stunned. You've got the condor creature next to it, and you've got 2 of them in the air. All of them are targets of opportunity. You can go ahead
And you got all
shoot
those
at anything.
orphans as well.
You
Yep.
can just put a kid out of his misery. Just chuck a rock into the back of his skull. Just end it now. It might be better for them all.
I will attempt to hit one of the circling condor or vulture things.
Sure.
Because that will help us out somehow, I guess. Alright, now. Hiya!
Ooh,
A regular
I
success.
can see the
but
icons now.
Regular
With a-
success,
with a
14.
6, so I get a fate point.
Yes, you get a light fate point. So that is enough. Go ahead and roll your damage for your sling. I think sling's a
It
light.
is. Oh, 1d3. There you go.
Ooh,
Look at
5 points.
that.
Okay.
Wow, maximum damage. +2 for my...
Right, same thing. Your stone sails through when it's very fragile wings, and it's enough to shred enough feathers and flesh off that it cannot keep its maintained flight. And it was already dropping like a stone, so it pulls out its wings, trying to slow its descent, and there's just not enough. There's just not enough resistance in its wings, and it plummets to the ground. Go ahead and roll me another d6.
Bonk.
Okay. Pow! Hit the ground.
Okay.
Ah,
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
Bounce
so
off the ground
it is
gently.
able to just break itself just enough. It does. You do see some of its bones snap on impact of the ground, but it still seems to be moving, and now it's kind of hopping after those children. I'm doing that because they don't have ranged attacks, and it doesn't say that I can do anything else to you on a standard success. So basically that leaves me with a couple of targets that I can do something with at the end of this round now. So yes, that one that hit the ground, it could not retaliate against you, so it goes and it runs down one of those children. Just basically just walks itself up its back and just starts hammering its sharp beaky head into the back of this kid's head. There's blood and brains just spraying everywhere. The ghoul is still stunned until you have your turn again, Jameis. So it's still trying to pull up the flesh off its feet that are fused to the ground. It's just ripping and tearing the rest of that rotted flesh up as it tries to move. The bird that is on the ground there now, there are none of you guys are close targets, so it is just gonna hop down an alley, and it's gonna try and run down another one of the villagers. So that's what's going on. You guys are up again. Who wants to take?
If I
Point
go
this time.
last, the ghoul is still stunned
Yeah.
during you guys' turns.
Mhm.
So just just saying.
Yep.
So when do you go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. So you're around like one of these two-story, brightly roofed houses. I assume you chose one that's not got the roof on fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's still one of these
Absolutely.
undead condors that's plummeting through the air, looking like it's gonna. Actually, you know what? Since that one wasn't engaged, it gets an action. So it is actually gonna plummet through the air, pulls its wings out, and it snags up one of those kids and takes it high into the air. So
None of us like
the
kids, right?
That's the setup for yours.
I'm. All right. All right. All right. I'm gonna do something stupid again.
Yay.
I'm gonna move underneath the bird to hopefully be able to catch the kid when it's dropped. And while moving, can I just lightning bolt it as
Oof.
I
All right. Well,
go under
okay.
it?
You can. It is attached to the child, though, so the child's going to take some damage too.
Oh, the child will get lightning bolted.
Yes.
But we are the bad guys, so that's fine.
He's
You know
young.
what?
They could make
Okay.
more. So you want to do it?
No,
Okay.
but
So you're just kind of following it, waiting for that kid to be dropped, dashed to the ground. Okay. So yeah,
yeah, is there another
basically
one
I'll
I
let
can
you.
zap?
I'll allow you to react to what that creature does. Okay.
Okay,
If that's
that'll
what you
be
wanna
what I do then. I'll keep myself on the ready. Is that considered like, let me just look at something real quick. Okay, I have to attack or cast a spell on my turn to do this thing, so I can't do that. What about this? I don't think this would work either. Okay, yeah, that's it. I'm just keeping
Sure.
myself on the ready.
So you'll be making a reaction roll once its turn comes around, and that's what'll play out. So you pick who's next.
Richard.
You are ready to cast doom upon this ghoul. May
Oh,
your
I thought you said upon the school.
the school as well, yes. Well, I mean, what you hear and how you interpret it is just as valid. So, I will cast Misfortune upon this ghoul.
Okay.
So, whatever its threat level is.
13.
Alright, so I need to roll a 13 or better with my mystical spellcasting abilities. Which I'm sure I can do. Hiya! 21.
Wow. And the light fate point. Okay. So what does it do? What is the effect?
Misfortune means that when somebody else attacks it, which I'm hoping that James is going to do, which might not happen, it counts as a higher level of success.
Oh, one step higher. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that would be
I cause
James's.
doom upon you. May your bones wither and your skin rot.
Well, there's an easy one to fulfill. All right, Jameis, you're the last in line. So what do you want to do here?
Yeah, I am gonna lightning bolt it as well.
You're gonna.
I would
which,
have
the
also
ghoul?
liked to stampede. Yeah,
Okay.
just because that's
Sure.
the most thing we're gonna try and take out at the moment. Let's focus. Roll. Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
So it
that
turns
is
a
a greater
regular into a
success.
greater success. 18 overcomes a threat rating. So go ahead and roll the damage.
Halved. Minimal.
6. Great chunks of flesh and some bone go flying. It still seems to be having some kind of motive force to it, though. All right, so it is no longer stunned.
Can I use a move action to get a bit closer with the horse and cart?
Of course,
Just so we
yeah.
yeah.
So you come into the city proper. Are you running towards this thing, or are you trying to take
Yeah.
some maneuvers?
I intend to run it or stampede it down, but that's going to be more of an action than me zapping it. So I can't do that.
Sure.
Can't
All right.
can't stampede it and zap it at the same time. I don't
So
think
your roll was good enough that it can't retaliate. So the ghoul is taken care of. The condor that's got the child in the air was not targeted with any action. So its action is, it's going to drop the child from a great height, hoping to dash it against the rocks to make all those yummy innards come out. So what you're going to do is you're going to reflexively try and catch this child.
Is that an agility roll?
If you've got a skill that works, you can use a skill. If you've got
survival.
It's not your survival that's in question, however.
Well, would a child be akin to animal species bear? Because then I could handle a child.
I'm afraid this child does not go so high on the chain as bear. No.
I guess we're
There's
just
the
gonna
skill.
go with agility.
Agility works. Go ahead.
There's throw, but
Alright.
there's no catch.
Alright, let's do boop. And
I don't know if
then
you
hold on.
had athletics, you probably could have argued athletics.
And then I can do a thing. I
Okay.
can do a
Ooh.
thing.
What is the thing?
Do you get a maximum number of dark fate points?
I do actually. Yeah.
Okay, cool. 50, but there's a limit.
There's a thing where I can re-roll a kismet die, right?
Yes.
It's
Do you remember what the skill is or the talent? It's a talent.
Boon or Bane. Yeah, I'm gonna boon myself to re-roll that kismet die because that was a 1.
Yeah, just roll a
So,
d6.
Roll 1d6.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that
so
makes it a great success as well.
It's a
It's got
great
doubles.
success, right? Because you are close enough for this thing to have retaliated, but it cannot with a great success. And you catch the child. You swoop in so that there's not a sudden stop. You kind of hit him horizontally this way, conserving momentum and everything. You have his child in your hand. He looks up at you. He says, Thanks a lot. And he just pukes all over you from the sudden, quick descent and stuff. He just loses his lunch. He must have had bratwurst today because that's all over you.
I think the
in a
kid's bigger than
semi-liquid
Peppy.
form.
Considering Peppy's a fairy.
Yeah, there we go. Don't forget to mark. Well, you can't mark a light fate. You haven't spent enough yet. You're at your max.
Yeah.
We
But
really
you
need
have
to
this
start
child
scoring fate points.
in your arms. There is this condor out there, though, now deprived of its roadkill treat, and will be coming after you soon.
That's right, there's still a couple of season others.
Okay.
So
So that takes care of this condor. So there are 2 more that haven't taken actions up. So they are going to basically just go and murder some more townsfolk.
I'm gonna eat the ones they've already killed.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. You know, they're going for bulk. They're doing some murdering, and they'll go back and eat later. They're really into the murdering right now, though.
Oh well. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a thing. Murder.
Murder condors.
All right. So what are you guys doing? So I think UR is still outside of town. You didn't take a move action, or you didn't take a move to come in. Morgan is in. Dion, you're flying where with this child?
I figured he was with me on the cart. I don't know if
He could, yeah. UR could be sitting on the cart and just, waiting for the all
Are you?
clear.
Can I go back to that building I was by in the
Sure.
beginning
Yeah.
that wasn't on fire, and can I just like
Lay him
toss
on
the
the
kid
roof.
through a window or something?
Oh, through a
That's
window.
open?
Okay, that's
No, not
that's,
the roof.
That's
like-
probably better. That's probably better. Are you
Yeah,
are you
just
are you
like an
looking for
open
one with the
window and
window
just be like-
down, or are you just going to defenestrate him and throw him through a window?
Reef.
I'm gonna look for an open window, or at least try to push a window open to get like the kid in there and just be like hide.
Right. Okay. Good enough. So that's going to be part of your action last round. So starting this new round, what do you guys want to do?
That's the room of Billy the Town Pederast.
Could I be greedy and ask to go first again?
Sure.
Yeah, knock
Okay,
yourself out.
cool,
Or
because I can
don't
do
do that.
something this time to help. I'm gonna lightning bolt that bird from before that had the child, because he's still up there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna zap him.
Okay.
What? Pow!
So this is another lightning bolt.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's my memorized enduring spell.
Mm-hmm.
Great
Great
success.
success. Okay, look at
Mm.
that. Go ahead and roll your damage. Nothing special in the Kismet die in that. This one has not taken damage before. So yeah, that is again anything over 5 points basically just ruins enough flesh that they can't stay in the air. So it starts spiraling down.
All right, and I'm going to use my charming words ability, and by using one of my fate points, and I look back at
Iwa.
Iwar, and I'm just like, go, you could do it, go kick some ass. And whenever you do, what is it? Is that the right one? That's the wrong one that
Yeah,
I
no, this
clicked.
is yeah. You
Dashing.
cannot make a player character a
Dashing.
follower. I'm afraid.
No, dashing is the one I meant to click. So when you do your next attack or spellcasting test, you can add 3 to it.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You get a +3. You're welcome.
Then I will attempt to do that next time I do a thing.
Yeah.
I'm a little cheerleader.
So who is doing a thing next, Dion?
Morgan. Morgan can go next.
Okay. Morgan, you've ran into town, so you're a bit closer to this ghoul thing that looks like it's going to use what's left of this man's femur as a club as it starts lumbering towards you.
Can I stampede over him with the horseshit?
No.
All right. So what are you doing? Sorry.
Can I stampede over him with the horse?
Oh, you're riding the horse. Okay, so you're talking about the horse and wagon, right? Because you didn't de-horse the wagon, right?
Didn't have time to.
Yeah. Okay. I tell you what. Do you have any kind of skill at horsemanship
No.
or driving?
No.
No. All right. So it's going to be a straight check then. Let us use.
Don't forget to add in the added weight of all that trauma those cabbages are holding within them.
I will calculate the cabbage as extra weight for the damage. You can choose either brawn or agility. So one of them is you're just kind of like
Agility.
manhandling the horses to go right to it, or agility, you're being more precise. Okay, go for it. So you just roll 3 dice. You get no bonuses on this.
Nope. And I completely, utterly fail on every aspect, although I somehow get a great success. But I fail and you get one
Right.
dark fate.
Yep. So you rolled 6, 7, 8, which does give me a dark fate point. It also may mean something bad happens to you on this as well. Give me just 1 second here. Let's see what the bad is.
I fall off the cart, tumble onto the ground.
Well, first of all, I know that the creature is going to be able to do its maximum amount of damage to you. Other than that, I think I can
I
spend.
haven't healed since the last time, so we're going to start looking at wounds.
Yeah, let's see. Sorry, looking for my bookmarks here. Where are you? Come on, where's the combat section?
What can you do with fate points? Is it just spend them on the schools that let you spend fate points, or is there anything else?
There's abilities that your class gets, I believe, that you can use. Fate
Yeah, you
points
can also
for.
use them kind of as re-rolls as well. I think it's a 1 per 1. You can
Oh.
increase your roll.
Oh, I
maybe.
didn't know that.
But then, yeah, powering special abilities and such as well. Oh, come on. Where is the combat section? There it is. Rules of the game. Wow. So that took entirely too long. Okay. You want to see about using a light fate point, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
What
Let's
can I
find
use
out
it
what else
for?
you can use them for. Summon police, apparently.
Yeah, I was going to say. It's Apparently, there's quite a bit of action happening at the moment.
All right, sorry for the break in action, folks. Again, this is a new game to all of us, so there is looking up to do. All right, come on. Kismet dice effects, okay. Oh, come on, really? Okay. Kismet dice. Fate. The maximum amount of light fate points. Yeah, what can I do with it? Light fate. You can spend one light fate before you make any test to add a bonus die to the roll. After you roll for a test, you can spend one to re-roll one of the dice. You cannot do this if you spent fate to add to the roll to begin with. You can also, after succeeding at a test, you can spend one to increase from a standard to a great success. You cannot do this if you have already spent it prior to the roll, and you cannot increase a great to an extraordinary. All right, so in your case, you could use it to spend, to re-roll one of your die.
Richard?
What happened?
I don't know. Richard disappeared. And
No!
Dion has also disappeared.
No!
Oh, Dion just went away for a moment. And there's Richard. He's back again.
Apologies.
Not a problem.
I have
I'll
messed up
spend
all
a
the
fate
overlays,
point
etc.
to re-roll that one because that's
The
the
Kismet
first dice
die.
I've got.
Yep. So just roll a d6.
Can you re-roll the Kismet die? Is that what?
Nice. So you still flipped it. Unfortunately, it's still a failure. 6 because that'll make it an 8. Still a failure. So.
What? What's an 8?
Oh no, you're right. You're right. You rolled a 6, not a 1. So it's a 13.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you needed. All right. So I'm going to say. 2
get a
charging
fate point
horses with the cart behind you, not quite, but still some cabbages in the back, and you on the buckboard. Let's call that 2d6.
Okay, watch for the lowest roll possible. What's the lowest roll possible on 2d6?
1. and one of your
Oh,
dice
the
break.
opposite.
Wow.
Yeah, this thing gets ground beneath the horse's hooves and the wheels of the cart. It just turned to paste on the ground.
Wheels of the car go round and round on the villagers
Yeah.
who were around.
Yeah, and since that would be a great success, actually it's beyond that. It's extraordinary success because you ended up rolling a 6 matched with another 6, and yeah. So take a light side feat or light fate if you
Right.
haven't tapped out.
Pays back the one I happen to spend.
Right.
So, yeah.
And this thing does not get to retaliate because it is just so much mash on the ground. Who is next?
I think Ewar's the only one left.
All
Evar?
right.
Okay.
Well, I guess we still have those condors
Yeah.
roaming around and attacking everyone.
Mhm.
So I will use my sling on one of them again because that's all
Sure.
I've got.
Yes, add
Um,
3 to it.
The condors are grounded. I think you guys managed to get them all out of the air. So yeah.
All right, sling.
Okay, sure. Yep. I have no idea. That's what the GMP track off.
Oh wait,
Were you in the cart or not?
I would have been walking alongside the cart. So when you
Okay.
trampled off to go on your death murder ride, I would have been left behind.
Okay.
A great success with a 14. Is that just enough?
It is more than enough actually. Yeah,
Oh,
that is incredible. Go ahead and roll me a d6. Or not a d6. Yeah, I guess it is
Yeah,
a
I'll
d6
roll
for
you-
your
No, sling's a D3.
d3.
So
Okay.
there you go, and only minimum damage.
Okay. It is, however, enough, as they have all been injured at this point. So your pebble sails through and it snaps the vertebrae in this condor's neck, and it's enough to put it down as it just falls into a mass of bones and barely held on sinew and moldering flesh. And
I
that
was going to
was
say,
a
I
great
foresee good
success.
eating, but not with that.
So there's no retaliation for you for that either. So that does leave 2 condors unaccounted for in the rolling. So I'm going to say, well, yeah, they're going to just continue to eat populace. So a couple things are going on now. It seems like with your guys' interference, most of the villagers are able to get inside doors. However, buildings are still on fire. The braver villagers are starting to make a bucket line stretching out to the river as they try and put out the flames with you guys courageously taking care of these undead for them. They're making some headway, but there are still some buildings on fire. And again, you still have 2 of these undead condor things that are just chowing down on villagers. So who's wants first?
Fine. Lightning bolt one of the condors.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, the ability to have something preserved. Whoa!
Nice, great success.
Wow.
6 on the Kismet die, and that matches the 6 on the roll.
Sure. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. Not quite max.
Wow. Yeah, that just explodes it.
No, that is max.
Oh, it is max too.
Yeah, it just explodes. Just bones and nasty, smelly meat just flies everywhere,
Okay.
showering the children that have managed to stay alive with this explosion of rotting flesh and bones. Okay, who's next then, Jameis?
Do it tonight. Iwa.
Okay. One of these
Ah.
creatures left that you can see, but there's still, again, there's buildings on fire that's only slowly being seen to by the villagers.
Don't know what you expect us to do about that.
I was going to say, I am not a... You know, care. Suppose I do deal with that sort of stuff in the forest. But I've got a sling. It's ready. There's a thing. I will try and sling the sling with the sling.
Okay,
Taking out the
sounds
condors was not a bad thing.
It means they're not going to attack us. But yeah, I have got horrible shooting for this. All right, hiya!
Okay.
Nope, I fail miserably there, don't I? If it's
Yeah,
a
you sure
13,
do.
so-
Do you want to use one of your light fate to re-roll one of those dice?
Nope, because I can't. Well,
Apparently, you can re-roll the
Yeah.
Kismet dice, which I did.
nah.
Don't want to do it?
I've got plans for my fate points, so have
Okay.
a dark
Okay.
fate point.
So it does not have a ranged weapon, so it can't retaliate, but it can move. So it is going to move to intercept you. So this will happen next round. It cannot apply any damage this round.
That's right.
Does it not think I was trying to help it when I brain one of the
It did
kids by
not.
mistake?
It did
No?
not.
Oh, well.
No.
So Peppy will come in and save the day.
Yay! Papillon.
So
Oh,
that
Papillon.
leaves Pappy. You're last. You've just ditched this kid through a
Right.
window. Thankfully,
Yep.
an open window.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just yeet him through his closed
Yeah.
window. Is Morgan still on the cart?
Yeah,
Yes.
I never got
Yep.
off it.
He's just going through town
All
with bits of brain and bone on
Stop
those
this
tires.
thing!
Okay, so there goes that idea. I'm gonna let them handle things. I'm gonna go and try and help the villagers. I'm
Sure.
gonna go fly back
You
and forth.
can get
'cause I have,
water
like,
to
the fly
rooftops.
speed and-
You can get to rooftops better than they can.
Yeah.
So you can start hauling
That's what
buckets
I'm
up to the
trying to
roof. Okay, good enough. So you help with that.
Yep.
So next round, then we're going to say that you are the condor is on you, so you're in melee. So we'll start with you.
Oh, when you say you, you're not referring to you. You're talking about Iwa, right?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Well, it is right here in my face.
Yep.
It's not good. Well, I have this big old whacking stick of mine, so I will try and put away my sling and pull out a mace, as it's called here, and hit it with that instead, because my spells won't do anything to it up close like this. So, take this.
Yeah, it doesn't make it. Do you want to spend any of your light fate point?
No, I don't.
Okay, so this
So I
is
will
a
take
melee
damage. This
attack.
is a failed.
On a fail, yeah. Let's see, failure. You do not harm your target, and the game master can choose one of the following. An opponent with a ranged or melee attack strikes you for full damage. An opponent with a ranged attack fires at one of your allies. Okay, so yeah, it's just basically it kind of cocks its head so that its one remaining eye kind of looks at you, and it tries to take a big ol' peck out of your face with its undead powers, meaning that it just smells bad. 3 points of damage.
Alright, well, fortunately, I still have leather armor, which, is probably covering my face if it's
Yep.
trying to
So put an X in the first box,
box
and then
fill in the others.
fill in the
Yep.
other two.
My armor is looking pretty shredded now.
Yeah, yep. It takes a big old peck out of the leather armor, and it doesn't seem to care that it's not your flesh. I mean, it is flesh, and it starts chewing upon it. Okay, so that was you are. Who is next? You are. Actually, yeah. Who wants next? It's engaged with you, but there's not really anything that I can find anywhere about shooting into melee or anything like that. So,
I am very glad to hear that.
Morgan, probably you're up as Pappy is putting out fires on rooftops and being far more useful at that than the townsfolk are.
Yep. So anyway, I'm running through the village. I don't know if I even spot anyone in trouble. But, so ignoring that,
Mm-hmm.
I've got a horse and cart. I want to use that to try and get around the village and sort of help organise leadership stuff to get people. Okay, over here is actually the fire's worse. Get some people over here so I can actually move around a bit quicker.
Sure. Do you have any?
Hey, sorry, people.
Do you have any skills in leadership or leading people or talking real nice?
Persuasion, deception, bargain. What do you want?
If you get on the cart now, I'll give you the shiny stone. Now go ahead and give me persuasion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Insight. I'm going to spend a fate point to give me an extra bonus die.
Sure.
Good. I don't have much else to do with my fate points. Better that one. 12.
12 is good enough. The threat level of the villagers is a mere 10. Right, so you convince a bunch of them to hop onto the back of the wagon so that you can get them to the bucket lines faster, perhaps?
Yep. Yeah.
Right.
And also, sort of, as I'm moving around, I can actually see this fire's actually getting a bit worse than this move here that people have noticed.
Sure.
So I direct attention to it.
Okay, sounds
That
good.
sort of thing.
Pappy, just make me 3d6 roll. Possibly if you have any kind of skill that would help you at firefighting. Survival would help,
Survival.
yes.
Okay, so just a survival roll.
Mm-hmm.
Boop. And boop.
There you go, nice. You are having great success with that. Most of these are thatch roofs, so just when any small spark got on them, it was bad. It was going from rooftop to rooftop. You were smart enough to pick one in the middle to make a break in the line, and from there, now that it's not spreading, you're able to put out more of the roofs. So you're doing a great job. People are just keeping you supplied with water. Go ahead.
Nice. Can I yeet an empty bucket at the thing that's on Iwar?
I like
Just
it.
like
Just in
dump it and
passing. Yeah, sure.
All right.
It's a ranged attack.
I'm just gonna roll it as a bow.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't have bonuses or anything to it.
Just roll
so-
3d6 then. Yeah, just roll 3d6. Actually, use your agility.
13 regular success.
That sounds good. Probably a bucket's going to do a d3. Yeah, roll a d3.
On 1.
Blap.
Donk.
Right on the head, covering it.
Yeah.
Ah,
What the Kismet die maybe, but yeah, no, it walks at one. It takes a little bit of damage. It is still functional, however.
Okay.
All right. So let's just start with you are again. It's the only remaining foe. You did something to take up its action, so we're just back again. You're still in melee with it. It's got a bucket wrapped around one of its wings, or actually, it's embedded. It's stuck in its wing.
Oh, oh! Now that there is something there, I can use a spell. I will use Curse of Flame, which causes one
nice.
object to burst into flame.
Nice. Okay, there is an
I haven't been
object
able to
in its
use on
wing.
any of these unarmed condors. Yeah,
You could have caused
All
a
right.
child that one
I
of them was
gonna say,
carrying.
you could have lit the kid on fire.
I thought about
Why
it.
would
I
you do
did
that?
think about it.
Technically, as it's undead, you probably could have picked its foot or something anyway. It wouldn't have counted as cancer.
But the
Two
bucket
objects
is better.
isn't that
It's
thing?
Dew
Yes.
Claw.
But the
Alright.
bucket is a nice casting on the story, isn't it?
All right, Curse of Flame. Flame it, cursedly.
Oh wow, nice.
Great success.
Yeah, absolutely works. How much damage does it do?
The object is engulfed in flame. The flame immediately causes 1d6 damage to the owner.
Yep.
Oh, wait. To the owner. Oh dear. A poor farmer on the other side of the village explodes in flame as he owns the bucket.
It's been cursed. Now, I would assume in this case the owner is who it's embedded in. Yes.
Yep.
5
5
points.
points of
Okay,
damage.
yeah. So it catches fire. Its bones, its feathers are just very flammable, and it just goes up in flames. It makes a couple of staggering steps towards you and just falls apart into dust. It seems that this is all of the undead that are harassing the villagers. And
Can
it
I phrase it
looks
a bit more ambiguously, Bert?
it looks like the fires are under control or are quickly getting that way. There are a lot of dead villagers in the streets, though. And looking around, I mean, you had like these huge undead condors and this giant of a dead man, maybe. Maybe it was a man, maybe not. Actually, it was probably a troll. It was large enough to have been a dead troll. You're not exactly sure where they came from, looking around. Morgan, as you're dropping people off to get to the bucket lines, you say you kind of swivel around and you see kind of in the back end of Village Villadoc is the church that has a small graveyard, and you're seeing that the fencing around the graveyard has been smashed and trampled, and you're seeing some of the gravestones are leaning over and the soil disturbed.
Who the hell buried a troll here?
Hey, trolls are people too.
A little like also buried.
More
condors?
importantly, trolls are player character classes.
The troll was the mascot of the town who would every year look to see if he saw his shadow at the end of the winter.
And if he did, he bashed it, but good.
No, I have the magical healing spell, so I will be trying to heal people who need it.
Yeah.
Not only our party, but
Does
dead
it
orphans,
does it heal wounds or just hit points?
both.
Both. Okay. So there are several people with just like scratches and bruises. The main thing are the people that have had like, their guts ripped open and their intestines are spilling out, and they're still technically alive.
Don't you have the heal ability, Peppy? Didn't you take that? I thought you
No, I have that.
I'm sorry, you
I'm a
can't just tell
buffer.
this guy who's holding on to his lungs and liver in his hands. Okay, Bucko, you'll get through this. You're
You
all
can
good.
do it.
did. See, I've
I
got
believe
deception.
in
I
you.
can make them think they're going to be all right.
Here's an
That's
extra
what I was gonna
bonus
say as well,
die on your
James.
con save.
All right.
Your death saving throw.
I tell you
Oh.
what. So Richard, it's a spell that you're talking
Yeah.
about. Just go ahead and cast it, and I just want to make sure that nothing comes up that you lose it for the day or anything like that.
Yeah, makes sense.
Worst
Yeah.
case, the best I could do if someone's really in pain is I can put them to sleep so you can do something, so you can make it a bit easier.
So
to
what you're
deal with them.
saying is that Morgan can put a pillow over their face and go,
We
Yeah.
don't
"Be
have-
all over with soon."
I don't know that we have pillows in this, so it'll just be a rock. Shh. All right.
I think if you need to do some major surgery on them or something,
There we go.
you
Doesn't
can knock
look
them out
like
for a
it'll be.
while.
You're fine.
Woo!
Yeah, you're not.
That's pretty
You're
good.
not going to lose it. It's
That's
fine.
a huge
So
aspect.
you
of
actually
focus
do
you've got
save
there,
some
which is
people that have
bonus.
horrendous wounds that they would invariably die from. So you save a few people. Are you being choosy about it, or are you just first person you come across?
Yeah, just whoever's around. I don't
Okay.
know any
Really?
of these people.
You're a
You are
prophet.
destined not to die today.
Yeah.
And in the background, he's like flipping a coin, just like, heads, I help you. You are
Yeah.
destined to die.
I'm sorry, fate has decreed otherwise. I say,
Yeah.
kicking dirt over them and moving on.
Next. Right. So yeah, you help some people that otherwise probably would have died from their grievous wounds. After a bit, there's enough people now that are able to put buckets of water to rooftops. That the fires seem to be under control. So there are a few questions that you might have. One, you're seeing Morgan. You're seeing that ripped down iron fence around the church's cemetery, and a few stones overturned, and the church itself seems to be closed up and barricaded. Maybe people just ran in there to be safe. You're not sure, but you're looking around. None of these undead things were carrying fire. You're not exactly sure how roofs caught fire during all of this.
It's medieval times. I just do that.
Those damn orphans, they were playing with matches.
They had these new things called magnifying glasses, and they're really sunny day.
Yeah, so once people are under control and not a bit less panicking about trying to survive the next 2 minutes, we can ask about what happened.
Okay.
This sort of thing.
When you're asking that, you do notice there is some odd behavior, perhaps, in that people are soaking their roofs, even the ones that were not on fire. They're just making sure the straw is really good and wet and damp.
I'm helping.
Did they have the spontaneous combustion thing that happens with hay?
We'll say it's one of the people you just helped. There you are. He looks up and says, "No, it was the dragon."
Mm.
The
Oh, that dragon. Yeah, that dragon. Remember the dragon that flew over us in the forest? That we completely avoided?
Yeah.
No, I guess I wasn't looking up at the time. I don't remember that. All right, there was a dragon.
We
Okay.
stood on the big claw of it. We go, oh, look, it's a big claw.
I remember the footprint. Yes, now that you
Yeah,
mentioned
there's a
it.
footprint of the dragon. Yeah.
You bravely avoided the problem. You might have caused another one. Maybe.
Yeah, but we weren't attacked by a dragon, so I'm not seeing the downside to it.
Yeah,
You're right.
oh, well.
You're absolutely right. I mean, this is just a village after all. I mean, it's not the city. Right. So yeah, they're terrified. A dragon had come to collect some sheep and cattle. The farmers tried. It wasn't a very large dragon, but they did not expect that this particular dragon was able to breathe fire. Generally, only the large ones do. And as it made its way off,
dragons in the first place, so it's like, oh, dragon! No!
it made its way off with a few sheep, and it started to fire on one of the roofs that just started catching in the wind. And to top all of that off, while they were trying to fight the fires, Father McGilligutty's graveyard just erupted over there, and these dead things are coming out of the ground. And has anyone seen the father?
The church is locked up.
Yeah,
So you go
people
with
are
the
starting
See
to ask around.
death
It's
in
like,
the
no,
cemetery.
it's a
What was that?
low bar there for prophecy, Richard. Low bar.
Hey, I'm doing my best here. Death in the cemetery. Is what
The
it is.
sun will rise in the morning.
You hope so.
Yeah,
Posse
so
failed.
the villagers are starting to ask around. They're trying to take count of who's missing. No one has seen the father. Actually, even before the dragon was spotted, and they were trying to fend it off and save their livestock. No, people were actually wondering because he should have had midday service today, but the church is all locked up.
How many points do you get back on us for a short rest? How many spell points? A D6 or D5?
It's a D6.
Okay, I'm
If you're going to take a short rest.
Short little
Do
rest.
Yes.
with the short rest.
It's
Before
30
we
minutes.
get the next thing.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Woo.
And then we'll go lead the charge with the pitchforks and the flaming torches to the church.
Well, I mean, the townsfolk are basically going to go collect their dead off the street and deal with that. Of course, now with the graveyard being in disarray and the possibility of their kin coming back as undead, they're not exactly sure where to bury their newly minted dead.
Well, death was mainly came about from Christian things. Otherwise, you're looking at just open air sites. Or
Hey, this is a
buildings.
non-denominational world, Morgan. All right, just
No, I'm just saying the other option is the open air burial where you let the birds and that attack them, or set them on, or you do
Burn them.
yeah.
burn them. Yeah.
That's kind of the gist
That
of what
one house
people
we
are.
couldn't put out.
The people that are kind of just making comments, that seems to be what they're coming to, is like, we're just going to have to burn the bodies. We can't bury them
Yep.
for fear of what might happen. Well, I mean, some of these people were bitten. I mean, does that mean they're going to rise from from the bites? Martha, is that a bite on your neck? No.
I've got lore. I can give you a lore roll to see if
You
I
can.
know anything.
You can.
I have lore, and I have I guess that's all. I have heal. Would heal give me information?
Yes, if you have the heal skill, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Lore. Let's not focus.
Dion, your healing skill tells you nothing. Morgan,
Regular success.
what skill were you rolling for this?
Lore.
Lore. Okay. Well, unless those particular undead were vampires or of the blood-sucking persuasion, the only thing they're likely in danger of is a really bad infection.
Okay. I'll pass that on and get that treated. Worst case, you get the old axe out, chop off the arm or whatever.
There's that.
Mm.
So you're taking stock of everybody in town after seeing as these undead creatures didn't have much of digestion systems, although they still seem to be driven to eat. There are some villagers unaccounted for. Of course, the Pastor McGillicuddy's missing. The town mayor's missing. His two sons and
By
daughter are
church,
missing.
do you mean the sepulchre, or is that something completely separate? Because on the map, there's the sepulchre right outside.
Actually, the sepulchre is a city. That is the ghoul city.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a ghoul city.
There's a ghouls. Ghouls are player characters now. Come on.
Yeah. Our other character is one. The other
Yeah.
PC is one.
So Mayor, his two sons, his daughter, Pastor McGillicuddy, they're all missing. There's
I
also
remember this. There's a vampire. I can't remember his name. It has a castle on top of a really tall sort of buttress thing, and he goes and kidnaps people. I just go to the church.
a couple of other notable villagers are missing too. Like the banker's missing. He has a name, but everybody just calls him the banker or that asshole. And the bartender. She works the bar, but she owns it as well.
Let's go to the church first of all.
All right. Yeah, you go to the front doors of the church, and they are barred from the inside, very stoutly so. The windows, I mean, they're stained glass, but you should still be able to at least see shadows and impressions behind them. It's like you're looking into absolute darkness. There seems to be nothing behind those windows.
Can we tear down the barricade to get in?
Well, tell me how you want to do it. Again, the church doors are closed, and you try to shake them, and it feels like it's barred on the other side with something fairly stout.
I need to be able to see it. We have to go through a window. We just got to go through. I don't know. Well, they're not. By windows, we're not talking great stained glass masterpieces. We're just
No, they're not. They're just multicolored glass. I mean, they don't even make particularly imagery for the most part. They're just geometric kind of patterns. Not great artistry. The village can't afford artistry. That's for the city.
I'm getting my staff and just going tink.
So I'm sorry, you're doing what?
Staff and tink out one of the windows.
Okay, you shatter the glass easily enough, but It's almost as if there's something solid right behind the glass, and as you start shattering more of it, it's just pure blackness. It's like you're hitting a wall of obsidian.
Do you need this church? Because I think it's kind of gold.
So yeah, none of the
You
townsfolk
are?
are with you.
Papillion,
Right?
you see anything like this?
Not really. I don't. Hmm. All right. Well, we've already done stupid things today, so let's do another stupid thing.
Yep.
I put my hand on the blackness.
Okay. It's cold to the touch, and it seems like if you just kind of put your hand out and touch it, you're not being like really aggressive about it. You're just kind of placing it there.
Yeah.
Your hand sinks through it just a little bit, and it feels cold. It feels like viscous. It's like almost like tar, but cold. You pull your hand out, and there's nothing adhering to it at all. Like you don't feel like it's being sticky. There's nothing stuck to it.
Count the number of fingers,
Yeah.
just to be sure. I mean,
Can you count it
I've-
high?
never heard of anything like that. This before.
Can I psychically try to detect anything?
Do you have any kind of psychic power that allows you to detect things?
Well, I've got psychic skill.
Pop the quotation on that. Let's see what it does.
No, doesn't say much.
Other acts as of a psychic nature. This is used when making
Yeah.
psychic attack, but insight is when making defense. Make an insight check.
Okay. No, I know nothing. I got a great
Wow.
success, but I know nothing.
You will actually, with a 7, it doesn't tell you a lot, but if you hear the psychic screams of like souls trapped, whatever the substance is seems to be not just alive, but seems to be a host. That it's many, many, many minds.
Eep. Peppy, you take this.
What? I don't want to touch it.
I mean, look,
What-
I didn't lose any fingers, so must be fine.
Nature magic. Would any knowledge of nature magic give me information about this?
Possibly. You can roll
Would that be a spellcasting check, you think?
it. No. Go ahead and do this as an insight check.
Oh.
Technically, there is a spell I have which could do something.
Nice
but
roll,
it's a
though.
very loose interpretation of the
Or
rules.
faith.
You, given the nature of some of the ties between the living and the dead being loosened by that breach in that magical chapel in the woods, and the fact that Morgan is telling you the blackness seems to be made up of a bunch of minds, is definitely necromantic, or it's a spell of some sort. It has to do with necromancy. You think that, given the state of the graveyard, the souls are likely those that were buried here. The things that animated just might be a little bit of whatever was released from the temple in the woods might have bled over here enough to animate those things. But something else has happened here beyond that. The souls of those that were laid to rest in this grave have been used in some way, in some spell, to create this this barrier.
All right. I just kind of take a step back and I go, "There's necromancy at work here." You said the priest is missing?
The priest, the mayor, his 2 sons, his daughter, the bartender slash owner, and the moneylender.
So all the people with all the money in town.
Well, with the power.
Sounds like all the money people. Now, I know some people may be religious, but if you ask me, I don't see a difference between a cleric and a necromancer when you get right down to it. So I think we might be dealing with.
This guy's clear. Nope. Okay, cool.
I think we're dealing with some bad juju here. I wouldn't go in there, but I think we should check
Okay.
out that graveyard.
Yeah, there's just one more thing I want to try. If I gently poke my staff, then does it just sort of slowly sink in, or does it completely resist it?
If you do it slowly, no, it sinks in.
Okay, then what I
You
want to
feel
do.
the coolness though is like it seems to be impacting the staff far greater than it did UR's hand, because like you can feel like a numbing cold working its way up through your staff very quickly. And UR didn't like
Okay,
pull his hand back like, oh, I'm freezing. It's just like it was cold, and that was all.
okay, because what I want to try and do, and I might wear gloves for this, is get a long pipe that I can hopefully poke through, and then hopefully poke through the other side of the barrier and see if I can see anything inside the church.
Tell you
I
what,
don't know if that's going to work, but I'm going to give it a go.
I tell you what, real quick, tell me where you would get a pipe.
We don't have pipes here in the village.
One of the gutter system.
Aqueducts. Don't really have gutters.
Pappy, if you suggest
Um,
a duct, yeah, in fact, yes, they
I think
have
that,
some.
or the foundry or something might have ducts, pipes that it uses to pipe things around.
Yep.
Some kind of foundry or-
Sure, you find something suitable enough, you push it through, and in fact, you can peer through it and see inside of the chapel. Inside of the chapel, you see where the altar was or is, where the pastor would be giving his sermons, and you see the pews. The pews have all been moved out of the way so that they're stacked against the walls. You can see that uh, this black shell is along the walls, ceilings, all the way around. Somebody is standing is on the altar flat, looking like they're about to be carved up by who you're guessing is the pastor. Uh, Naked upper torso, wearing some kind of furs below the waist. And he's got two of these really wickedly curved black knives, and he seems to be, I don't know, calling perhaps on some dark lord or some dark force. Anyway, you see that there's a young man who has already been cut up, bled dry, laying on the other side of the altar, like he bled him. You see that the altar has blood troughs on them, and he's collecting the blood in buckets. And the body's just been pushed off after it's been bled dry. The next one's been put on. You see the rest of the people that are missing are laying on some of the pews. They look like they're unconscious or they're not responsive. You don't actually know if they're alive or not, although they have no physical damage that you can see right away. And so he's about to sacrifice. This is another young man. You figure it's the second son of the mayor. But currently he's in the middle of some kind of chanting.
Yeah. Peppy, we can lightning bolt whatever we can see, correct? Correct. Lightning bolt, lightning bolt. Two lightning bolts around.
Let me take a look.
How does it? Can you
Actually,
look down the pipe
I have an
and
idea.
Fire the lightning bolt down the pipe at the same time?
If you guys want to try this, just somebody go ahead and roll me their lightning spell just to make sure you don't lose it.
It's enduring, so I can't lose it.
You can lose it for the day, though.
Yeah,
until
you
you
can
rest.
lose it for the
Yeah.
day.
Okay, my idea. I'll try it. What's focus roll?
Okay. Roll me
Roll.
the damage.
D6 craft 7.
Okay. The lightning is called from the heavens and strikes the roof of the church, trying to reach your target. It explodes the church. Some of the walls are shattered. Definitely all the glass goes flying. And basically what it's exposing is now you can see this black surface. The lightning did not penetrate the blackness.
Technically, you shape destructive magical energy into a lightning bolt you discharge from your hands.
Right, but you cannot look down it and discharge it at the same time.
Yeah, you just go ding.
No. No.
How big is this pipe?
Well, don't do
Maybe
that.
Not big enough for you. I
a
don't
couple
think.
of couple of
not-
inches at best.
Not
Yeah.
big enough for me.
Can I have a look?
Yeah.
Go.
All right. So if I look in there, we've got this black thing surrounding all the doors and windows, right? Does it extend up and down?
Floor ceilings, yes.
Ah.
That's why my lightning bolt couldn't get through.
Yeah.
All right. So
Uh,
And again, it doesn't seem
I
like
mean-
anything going slow doesn't have any real problem getting through it.
Well, then I guess we slowly
Fine.
walk our way through it. Then
Okay.
All right.
let's go
Well-
to the door. I'm gonna go to the door and open it and say, and
Okay. So the front door is still barred from the inside.
Yeah, and we
Oh.
can't see the front door from the inside. Even with the
Yeah.
light, we can't see the front door.
no. All right. So
I'm gonna-
roll the
You
window
can do.
then, I guess.
Yeah.
Those
So
windows
either
are
go
big
to the
enough to get
roof.
through.
You can go through the roof, or you can go through any one of the window bays, as all the glass is shattered from that lightning strike. I mean, so you
Yeah.
literally could just go right through one of the windows
I
if you
think the
wanted
window will be the easiest way to do it.
I'm gonna fly up and over and dip down
to. Okay, you're gonna go through the roof.
ceiling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll me 3d6.
Oh no. All right.
Oh, we're in the middle of doing stupid things. Let's do it.
11.
Okay. You sink slowly through it, just letting your weight kind of pull you through. And it is cold. Not numbingly cold, just, like taking a cold shower first thing in the morning. It's enough that it's put your teeth on edge and you're going through. But as you're going through your torso, and it starts going up higher over your neck and head, you feel like some part of you, some essence that you contain or carry is being sucked out of you. Roll a d6.
Oh no.
It's not bad.
1.
Lose one of your magic points.
Oh. Okay.
Mm.
Do I
Okay.
get through at least?
You do get through. Now let's find out
Um,
if you are seen or not. So we're gonna make you do a reflexive roll.
Okay.
You got any skill in kind of making yourself stealthy or hidey? If not,
I have
athletics.
stealth.
You have stealth. Go ahead and roll it.
Yeah. Boop. Regular success.
Okay. Doesn't see you.
Hmm.
I mean, you're
Can I
kind of
cast a
small.
spell?
Yeah. Well, let me figure out what everyone else is doing first, and then we'll get to you.
Okay.
All right.
I
So
was going through the
window.
the window. So yeah, same
Alright.
time as Papillon, whatever.
Okay.
Your name, I can't get it.
Go ahead and roll me just 3d6, Richard. Actually, you can go ahead and do it too, Jameis, if you're going through. Are you guys going through the
Yeah.
same window frame? Or are you picking window frames on the opposite sides?
I don't think we're thinking far enough ahead to do that sort of strategy. We're probably both going through the same window.
Okay, sounds good.
Unless
One
you
after
say
the other.
something.
All right. No,
So yeah, both of you just roll me 3d6.
hey,
Ooh. 11 again.
Both of you roll me a d6.
3. Ooh.
also a 3.
Do you both have magic points? Do you both cast?
Yeah.
Okay, then both of you
Yep.
lose 3 magic points.
Ouch. I need to take a short rest.
All right. Now, you guys are not quite so diminutive. So as you come through, now you are coming through slowly because you kind of have to get through this barrier. Go ahead and roll me some kind of test to see how stealthy you are coming out the other side.
I
If you
don't
have
have
nothing,
anything like that.
then it's just 3d6.
Best I could do is that agility, but that's about it.
A 9 with a what? Oh,
Ah,
right.
suck you. I got a very great success of 7.
Right. So you're both seen as you pile through the window, as you pull through. And again, you feel that kind of soul-sapping coldness as you pull yourselves through. Actually, much more than Pappy did, as you lost 3 points. Pappy, he made his, so you don't actually see him. So the form at the head of the table sees you, and now we'll take up action. So, Pappy, you were there first, and you wanted to cast. So what do you want to do?
Yep. I'm casting Nullify on the dude.
Okay. Hit the dialogue on that.
Yes.
What does it do? There it goes.
I did. On a success, they lose a random spell that they've prepared. It does not affect spell scrolls or spells stored in items.
Okay.
The difficulty is Threat, and the defense is Craft of a difficulty Craft plus 10. I rolled
Bad.
that,
Yeah.
which is bad.
That's-
I'm gonna use a Fate die to re-roll the
Kismet die.
Kismet,
Okay.
right? Is
Yeah,
that how
just
you
a
do
d6.
it?
Yeah, just roll a new d6. So still not enough to
That
beat the
brings
threat
me-
level.
And I'm gonna use the other Fate to re-roll the 2.
Okay,
Can I do that?
you can. You just
Okay.
can't re-roll the same die. So yeah,
Wah, wah.
you don't break.
I'm gonna use my last fate.
Re-roll the
The
3.
three.
Oh, you can't lose at this point.
There we go.
Goes up by
10.
2.
All right,
It
so
goes down to 9.
So it's
It's up to
a
10
4, a 4, a 5, and a 1.
yeah, you
So
still
Plus,
don't.
10.
plus aspect plus
Plus
focus.
Oh,
my
right.
aspect plus focus. So
Oh, okay.
15.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in which case you do.
Yeah.
That does work. All right, so
Just regular success though, not great.
loses a random spell to prepare. This spell does not affect spell scrolls or spell stored items. Okay.
If he doesn't have any spells, then
Ooh, actually, hold on. His defense is craft plus 10, not threat.
no.
No,
his-
your spell's difficulty is threat. His defense is craft difficulty. Okay. Yeah, that still works. Okay, your spell goes off. I'm going to say he doesn't actually know what's happening yet until he tries to do something like that. So who's
He
next?
notices us.
Yeah.
But he's seen us.
Yeah.
Eva went through first, so you go what next? I'd say.
Brother, we are here to help.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh,
You have an ability that allows you to.
Not really. I mean, I've got the skill Deception Confuse.
Sure. Yeah, go for it.
hello.
Make that roll.
Or would it be more Fast Talk?
You can choose either one.
It's
Honestly.
all under deception
Either
either
one.
way. It depends on what your focus
Is it? Oh, I've got Persuasion. Well, it doesn't matter. All right.
Oh yeah,
I guess this
persuasion
is more
has debate,
Deception
fast
because.
talk. Deception is bluff, confuse, fast talk. So.
Pick whichever
you know-
one has a focus.
Oh no, you have to have the focus and the right skill.
Yeah.
Like a right subject.
I will accept either roll. So choose what you
I
want.
guess wits. This is a wits roll because you're trying to fast talk or confuse someone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not telling complex lies right now. All right, wits.
Nice.
Great success at 16.
What's your alignment?
Neutral.
Okay.
We're all neutral.
With
Yeah.
one of his okay, so great success. Okay, so with one of his strange daggers, he points to the bartender and says, "She's next. Bring her up."
All right. I'll get to working on it.
Okay.
There are more of us. We are here for the great work.
Morgan, what do you do?
Hello, I'm here for the great work.
Yeah.
deception.
No, you don't need to. You are is great success. He bought it.
All right, yeah.
So what do you do, if anything?
I'm going to come up to where he is at the altar itself.
Mm-hmm.
Move up
Yep.
there.
He's still chanting in some unknown tongue. It looks like he is close to delivering the coup de grace to the form on the table, who seems to be, eyes are open, mouth is open, and you can see his chest rising and falling, but there's no, other than that, there's no motion. It's like he's paralyzed.
Is he reading from a book?
Well, now that you're closer, he's got tattooed. The reason he's bare-chested is because he has a book tattooed onto his body, from his wrist down both arms, across his chest and his belly, and he's reading from these runes, these tattoos.
How stupid are we trying to be here?
Very stupid.
Do it. Please do it. Whatever you're
Yeah,
thinking,
stupid.
do
Yep.
it.
All right. Okay. You
We're
must be
neutral,
cold, brother.
you can
And I
talk
grab a
stupid.
cloak and put it over him.
All right, so you
Covering
want
his-
to grab a cloak and throw it over him?
Yeah, because you must be cold, brother. Put a cloak on him.
Okay. Okay,
It is
so I tell you
a
what,
stupid
it's basically this is just a speed thing. So make me an agility.
Cool.
Do you got any kind of skill that allows you to
No.
move quickly? All right, then.
Oh, I've got sleight of hand.
I would-
which
yeah.
does
Yep.
distraction, pickpocket, things like that. Yeah.
I would allow you to do that. Sure.
Cool.
Actually, you do the tablecloth thing where you grab the sacramental cloth and you yank it real quick, and all the vestments and the wine bottle stays on the table.
Standing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's still an agility, so I'm going to spend a fate point to give myself a bonus die because I got plenty of fate
Sure.
points. I'm not using them for sod all, so why not? Boink, get rid of the lowest. Great success of a 12.
12. Yeah, 12 is enough. So you cover him, blinding him so that he's unable to read the runes, so he can't continue. Which effectively, actually, that is a great success. So he's not able to. Wait, hold on. Your opponent does not get
There's
an
nothing
action.
worse
Right.
than someone who's helping.
Okay. So yeah, he's blinded. He that does take up any action he has. So he starts yelling, "What, you fool!" Because you did say you look cold.
Yeah, exactly. I gave him a reasonable excuse.
There is a slight bit of panic to his voice though when he goes, "What, you fool!"
All right, we have unleashed whatever he was holding back or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever he had control of at the time. He's now lost control of it.
Okay. So we'll start the new turn, and let me. The turn of events that happens is as soon as he stops chanting, the eyes of the young man on the table, they blink, they roll around. They don't seem to focus on you at all, Morgan. As I said, his mouth was open and almost like a scream, but kind of frozen in rigor. And now you see he's starting to gasp, and his tongue is kind of like darting in and out of his mouth. And every time it does it, it seems to get longer and longer. And then the tip of his tongue just kind of flops out, lays on his belly as like 4 feet of tongue comes out. And it's all made of this like inky blackness type of thing. And then a little bitty hand grabs the upper part of his jaw. Another little hand grabs the lower part of his jaw from inside. And it just splits the skull open as it starts to crawl out of his body.
Make a sand check.
What the fuck?
I'm glad we're here to help. I'm
Is
not
it a
on the other
boy or
side.
girl?
You are, as this is going on, you're going over to the bar. The bartender, she starts going into convulsions. The same thing kind of happens. Like her tongue just kind of lulls out, and you think, "Oh, she's going to bite her tongue," and you go in to try and help, and then it just kind of flops out this 4-foot long kind of appendage with her tongue still being on the end of it. And the same thing happens. This creature starts just ripping itself out of her body. Yeah, then down the line, the mayor's daughter, same thing happens. The mayor, same thing happens. So that's start of the round. Who
Get
wants
you
to go
out of
first?
Well,
Pappy,
we're
you're still
nominally
not
on their
seen.
side.
Yeah, Pappy, you're still at the ceiling. This church has got a fairly large kind of arc at the top, so you're still. No one's really seen you, including your friends.
I go out the ceiling and I go find the nearest villager and go, I need fire. I need fire now. I need all the fire. We have to burn the church down.
Well, we are trapped inside.
Okay, well, if you do that, people start like getting you lamp oil and cordwood. Is
I get
okay.
everyone to help me light the church on fucking fire. We're gonna baptize these demons with flame.
All right, it's going to take a bit, but they start like packing wood around the outside of the church. Now, while this is all going on, this is going to take a little while to get all this going.
Yeah.
Designate who's next, Pappy. Who goes next?
Morgan.
All right, Morgan. So the sacrifice on the table has just become something wholly disturbing. Part eel with, it's got these flailing tentacle appendages, and it's just ripping itself out of this thing's body. It doesn't appear to have any
That's
eyes.
Amore.
It doesn't appear to have any eyes at all, but it's got this long, like eel-like snout. And it starts kind of it's like it's sniffing the air, and it speaks as it just kind of turns its head to the preacher. And again, it's speaking this language that you're not sure what it is. It's whatever was being chanted by the preacher, same kind of sibilant language. It's saying something. What do you want to do, Morgan?
The only thing I think of to do is to whip the tablecloth off the preacher and onto the creature. Try and bundle it up.
Sure. Make me the same kind of roll you did with the preacher.
I'm not going to spend a fate point at the moment.
Yeah. This has a much higher threat rating, however.
Oh, well, I'm probably not going to make it then. All right.
Oh.
Still a great success with an 18.
You make it.
I'll take
Yeah,
that fate
you
point.
make it. You cover this thing with the cloth. Now, as I said, it didn't appear to have any eyes in the first place, but it is kind of wrapped up in this cloth.
Contained is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. The preacher is desperately looking over his tattoos. It's like, I gotta finish the chant. I've got to finish the chant.
Yeah, and I don't recognize the tattoos or the language or anything.
No. No.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, well.
you have the skill of lore, right?
Yep.
You're close. Go ahead. Yeah, make me a lore check. This is going to be hard, but it's possible.
Insight, wits, resolve, insight.
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 Oh, wow.
Oh,
Can't get
great
much better
success.
Than that. Okay. Okay. In the history of this land, did you happen to read the history section at all in the book? No. Okay. So the mage that basically cleared this land and brought humans here to live here, right? Very powerful mage. He wrestled much of his power from these demonic entities, which he defeated in battle. And you remember in some of the museums where they had some of his casts off, and there were depictions of some of the things that were he used in battle, etc. You remember seeing some of these ruins. So this is a very ancient language that speaks of power. It's something that is connected to this mage far in the past that has created this world for you to live in. Even with knowing the lore, though, it doesn't allow you to decipher anything. You just know the connection.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, we're PCs. This is what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Make a mess
So,
of everything.
Stupidity.
Your great success does take up the action of the creature on the altar. Does not take up the action of the preacher, though. So that's going into UR's turn next. What do you want to do?
I mean, actually, I want to wait because I do not know what this preacher was doing. Now I don't know whether he was trying to contain them or do them. So
yeah. So you cannot take an
What do we
action and
do?
basically do a
That's-
reflex action on their turn. If
Yeah.
that's what you want to do, that's fine.
sure.
So wait, you said something. What did you say?
I just said, what do we do? I'm just asking the priest.
Don't interrupt me further. So their turn. The preacher starts. He found where he left off and starts chanting again. As he's doing that, the beasts that have ripped themselves out of the flesh of these villagers, they're kind of like the hypnotized cobra as the flutist plays. They just they sway a bit as they're halfway in their hosts and halfway out. Okay, so that leaves, well, his action took up all the creature's action, so that's what you see. You are. It seems like whatever he's doing is pacifying at least these creatures.
Then I guess I wait for further developments because I don't know. I do not know which way to jump here.
Sure. Pappy, you have the villagers, you've got wood packed up around the church. You spilled oil on everything. Since you guys came here to help and they know something weird is going on and they see from the destroyed roof, they see this black shell. They know that's not right. So they're more than willing to help. You light the fires. And the fires catch on the wood of the church, and the whole thing starts burning to the ground, but it does not penetrate the black shells. So what you're left with is the church is just burning, but there's more and more of this black shell is exposed, and it does not seem to affect the black shell.
All right, I'm gonna tell the villagers to steer clear of the church and to make sure that they are all safe. And I stand by, watching very closely the main entrance and keeping an eye on the burning church because I'm waiting for my party members to come out or something else.
All right.
But once I saw that shit happen, nope, I don't care. Burn it. Burn
Noping
it all.
out of this one. Morgan, you were gone when this was happening, but the preacher
I
started
heard.
chanting again, and it
Yep.
seems to have caused a hypnotic effect in these creatures as they're pulling themselves out of these bodies, and they're just kind of swaying back and forth, and they're not making any aggressive actions while he continues to chant.
What I
You
want
are
to
seems to be watching and just kind of waiting to see what happens. So what do you do, Morgan?
what I want to do is basically pick up the chant, sort of try and track where he's going, and also just sort of pick it up just by repeating it. I mean, I may not understand the words, but at least chant along with him, either as an aid action or to take over the chanting if he needs to do something else.
Make me a magic check of whatever form of magic you have.
Oh, spellcasting.
Spellcasting, okay.
Arcane. It's what's focus. Yep.
Oh, nice. How many
Yeah.
spell points do you want to dump?
I have one spell point left.
Oh,
He can have
okay.
it all.
Yeah. So it's not so much that you're even able to keep up because he's not repeating phrases. The phrases don't repeat. So
Okay.
you're really not able to keep up with that. But you are able to kind of get into this hypnotic trance that seems to be going on. You understand the flow of it, that there's a spell being cast here, and you're able to lend a bit of your power to him. Okay? All right, so that goes on.
Spell being cast, and he had a nullified spell. Whoops.
Okay, so you are, as you're watching, the things seem to be more entranced, but they also seem to be agitated now. Like you see, like boils starting to develop in their this oily black skin, and they pop and ooze. They seem to be agitated, but still caught up in what's going on. You're also
You see
noticing.
Morgan chanting along with the priest. Now, obviously, he's part of it.
Yeah.
He's joined the wrong side.
The other thing that's happening is as the preacher reads, the tattoos seem to be disappearing from his skin, but what's left behind are horrible, like burn scars. And you can tell it's taking its toll on the preacher. His voice is getting hoarse. He seems like he's just continuing to chant through the pain. Yeah, what do you do?
I guess I still have the healing spell, so I can heal the burns as they appear on the priest.
Yeah, cast that
Good.
spell.
Yeah.
Evil priest must be evil. We must help the evil priest.
17.
Okay, 17 is enough. You did get a 1 on the Kismet dice, which I'll take.
Yeah.
Could use that to fuel the demon. Okay, so what can you heal with that roll? Does it tell you?
I can heal 1d6 life or 1 wound.
Okay, you heal a wound. So as these horrible burns start to show up on his body, you're doing your best to keep up with it, healing the wounds as they appear. He nods at you as in like, keep it up. Okay. Meanwhile, on the outside, Pappy, the fire is burning like what little is left of the church. All the wooden bits, of course, the stones left behind. The front doors burn enough so that again, it just like there's this black cube, more like a rectangle, that's left over. And as some of the villagers go to kind of try and pile more wood up to it to see if more heat will help, appendages just kind of poke out from the blackness. The first villager is just speared. It just gets him right through the gut, and it kind of lifts him up in the air, and it just impales him up through the throat and mouth. Other appendages are starting to sprout from this as well. They're whipping out, grabbing villagers left and right as it's able to. What do you do?
I again tell everyone, get the hell away from the church, because I said that last turn.
You did,
And
and the only people that were
Four
still
steps
around
back.
were those that were tending the fire. So those poor unfortunates are having awful, awful things done to them. Is there anything else you
Oh,
do other
God.
than...
Is there like a central mass of it anywhere, or is it just
It
randomized
seems to be responding
tentacles?
to just people moving in a section, and like a pseudopod will just whip out from the blackness, doing
Alright.
unspeakable things.
So it's reacting to movement.
It does seem to be.
So anyone that's still close, I just say, don't move.
Ooh, okay.
If there's anyone still in range, I'm like,
Do-
stop moving.
You have any skill at like command or leadership?
I have persuasion, negotiation.
Do a persuasion.
Okay. Not negotiation.
No, this is not really something that there's a
Okay.
negotiation going on. You're
Okay.
commanding them to do something. It's whether or not they believe you or will listen.
That's a
A
9.
9. Okay. Unfortunately, that's not going to do it unless you want to spend some light fate point.
I don't have
I'm
any.
giving the villagers a 10 as a target. All right, so I mean they're kind of like, what? we're supposed to be making the fire burn more. Oh my gosh!
You didn't add any aspect to that. Shouldn't you have added an aspect if that's a skill you have? Do you have persuasion as a skill?
Why didn't it add my... Yeah, why
You have
didn't
to select
add
it from
my
the drop down whenever you roll it.
Okay, yeah. So you just needed one more point. So then that
Oh.
would have been a success. You only needed one more point. So yeah, they
Yeah,
listened.
'cause-
They
So
cut
if you
and
added
run.
anything at all, you're good.
So you
Yeah.
only lost 2 villagers out of 5. So the other 3 flee, well out of range. It looks like. Okay, so inside, I am actually going to make a roll for this priest here. He's got to kind of grit through the pain. Oh yeah, he's good. He's good. He keeps chanting, and these creatures again are kind of caught, half in, half out of the bodies, and they seem to be these boils erupting and just bursting, and it seems like it's doing a lot of just pain and harm to these things. Since he made his check, that does take up all their actions. So, Morgan and you are. Is there anything else you want to do? Morgan, you're tapped. You're exhausted. You can't give anything more than you've already given. So if there's something else you want to do.
The only thing I can think of, and I'm just going to say it, is can I use my psychic skill to try and fortify his psychic defenses to actually do this?
It is a thing you can do with psychic. I tell you what, do me metal. give me a check with metal as you try and steel yourself and push that out to try and help him.
That's a physical skill.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to add a bonus die because my middle sucks.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can get anything. Oh, it's a great success of an 11.
Yeah, that'll work. 10 is what I was looking for this.
Great success.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll give that as a bonus die to him next roll.
Cool.
Okay. Richard, do you want UR to continue to heal these wounds that are showing up on his body, or do you want to do something different?
I am. Yeah, I guess I continue to heal. Yeah.
Okay,
That's the best
go ahead
I've
and make
got
that
right now.
spell check again.
Oh, nothing.
Pow.
Okay.
Oh.
I get another point, but 17, that's able to heal a wound.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to make another roll here, and this one will either finish it out or he will completely sputter. So we're giving him a bonus die.
Bonus dies are a big help.
On
And then click on the die you don't want. So click out. Just click on the 2 and it'll get rid of
Okay.
it.
So with a final authoritative command, all the creatures just burst, just like they were soap bubbles, just showering the inside and floor of the church with this black ichor. He
Somehow more
falls.
orphans get covered with goop. We don't know how it happens, but it just happens.
He falls to the ground exhausted but alive because UR was treating his wounds as he was going. Otherwise, he would not have survived this incantation.
Well, I'm glad he didn't take any more wounds because I'm out of spell points.
Yeah, I know.
Pappy on the outside, again, this like tar shell bursts like a bubble. Everybody around is just sprayed with this like cold tar-like substance, but it doesn't hurt anything.
Okay. Do I see what's...
You
where the
see your
bubble used to
friends in
be?
there. You see the horrible remains of the missing townsfolk that were being used as meat suits. Your friends seem to be okay, although they're covered with this black, cold ichor as well. And the priest is unconscious, laying behind the altar.
I'm assuming the Icar put out all the flames too.
Yeah.
Kind of just like,
Yep.
okay, good, good, because otherwise they'd be on fire.
There is that.
I'm just like, oh, you guys okay?
No.
As
Maybe.
I had a backup plan in case things didn't work out. As you can see, there's no more church.
Well, that might have made things more difficult. I don't know how worship works with these. Never mind. I guess we are done here.
I declare this over.
Oh,
We're completely done this place over, certainly.
yep.
Yeah, sure. What do you
I
guys
think
do?
we're just going to rest up.
Yeah.
The villagers
I-
are
I
not
think-
sure what's going on. A lot of them are seeing the bodies of basically their entire, village council and all
Yeah.
the prominent people
Yeah.
just
We'll be
gutted.
saying, talking to the priest, he's a good man. Help him. Let him be. I said they're going to trust us.
Wait,
He
the
was
priest
killing-
was a good guy?
The priest was a
Yeah.
good guy.
He was killing demons
Oh.
that were living in people.
You gotta
Yeah.
tell him when he wakes up, he's gotta look a little less sketchy.
I-
That did not transfer and translate well. I thought.
It's the fur pants, wasn't it? It's the fur pants that made you think evil.
It was. Those are so winter aesthetic.
For
And
me,
it's
it was the
currently
two
summer.
knives. It was the daggers, the twin daggers. They were just spark off evil vibes.
Yeah, yeah. We'll give him an aesthetic lesson later.
Maybe tone down the evil a couple of notches.
But I
alright.
kind of look at some of the townspeople. I'm like, I know a lot's happened, but you guys got like an inn.
Did
Or
it
like-
survive?
They look at the body of the bartender slash owner of
Uh.
the bar, which has the only rest stop
No.
for people that don't live here, and they just kind of
Yeah.
shakily point to the bar.
Yeah, because he got ripped open by a demon
Yeah.
coming out.
Cool. All right. I'm like, hey guys, we got a free room at the tavern.
Yeah, we'll take the priest with us.
Okay.
We'll take him with us so he can.
He's
Rest
like
out out of the way and we
he's
out.
very much out.
Yeah, he's out,
he's
he's
not
fine, he's out.
dying. Like he's got good vitals. He just spent.
Yep. Oh, I know the feeling. I'm there, buddy. I'm there.
Yeah, nobody really says anything if you just go commandeer a room at the upper floor of the inn.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
most of the town people are just
Yeah.
coming in and helping themselves to the ale stores. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, well, she's not going to care.
There,
Drink ourselves oblivious.
Is there a nice bottle of fine wine, like elven wine or anything around here?
What, do you think this is the city? No. There's some
I'll go look in
wine.
the
Here
basement.
you've got that alcohol, and you don't ask questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
You just
I
hope
take
it
a
doesn't
bottle
make you
of
go
wine
blind.
up to our
that's,
room.
that's what you hope. Yeah, there's wine. It's not the best, but it's wine. Okay. Well, if you guys are going to take a rest action, as it
Long
were,
rest.
right?
I need
You know,
to-
basically, the
Everything
villagers come in and they drink, but they're just very quiet. You know, they don't bother you. No one says anything to you.
I'm gonna try and start a thing here, as I have the entertain skill.
Oh,
So
no.
I'm gonna
Ooh.
say this is more like
Oh.
storytelling, etc.
You're just not going to tell them that
Stay-
they're all doomed and gonna
Not
Can
this
I-
time around.
Can I assist? How do I assist? Because
Alright.
I'm also proficient in
Are you?
entertainment.
Ah,
I'm not.
Yeah.
You're telling a story, I'm gonna accompany with some flute accompaniment in the
Right.
background.
So you
like
get
a
you
little
take the
interpretive
bonus
dance.
die to your roll, Richard, if you're being accompanied by the flautist.
okay, all right. I'm not sure what kind of.
Yeah, what is the story you're telling? What are you trying
I'm going to
to
tell the story of of the today in the village. I'm going to tell them all about the bravery that I witnessed when they were all pulling together, and how the priest was defending them, even though it was costing him so much pain on his arms, etc. And although the mayor and the bartender, etc., were sacrificed in this horrible manner, their last thoughts were of how the village was pulling together and would survive beyond them. Yeah,
Nice.
definitely.
All right.
Yep.
Go ahead, make your roll with the bonus die.
A bonus die.
The bonus die is so useful to have.
Yep.
To be honest.
Meow. Ugh.
Okay. Well, you
Unfortunately,
can
you can't
spend
drop
a
the
light side point to re-roll that Kismet
I-
die if you
I-
want to.
I don't have any.
Don't have any. Okay.
Didn't you discard the
Okay.
Kismet die?
I don't know.
No.
No, you can't. You have to take the Kismet die. in your-
All right, then I have
Yes,
to
it's
discard the
13.
3. So that gives me a total of 13. With
Okay.
a...
More than enough villagers have a threat rating of 10, so it makes them feel
I threaten them.
it makes them feel marginally better that you're making them sound a little heroic, even though you're recounting all the deaths and how badly their orphans got mangled. Yeah.
Every orphan death strengthens the village.
Yes, there we go.
Takes a dead orphan. Wait.
Right. So it does actually help. It helps the mood and the spirit going on. Because you're doing this and you're spending some time with the villagers, you do kind of get a tale going on where these people, they were the Pappy wasn't far off the mark. They were the town council. They were the wealthy people of this small village, the people that, basically made the laws and told everyone else what they can do, when they can do it, etc. People remember not too long ago when all of these folks, the mayor, his children, the bartender, all these people were good people. Like, they all were born here. They worked hard. They were always looking out for the populace. Something changed. Around the time you guys got news that tomb was broken into in the Great Forest, causing issues, something changed. Around that time, they started to be more controlling. They wouldn't let the townsfolk go to church anymore to worship. The priest that came, he's actually the son of the original pastor that had been with this village for many years, had been gone for a very long time. He showed up only recently. McGillicuddy showed up shortly after the troubles began. So they don't know him that well. And since they weren't allowed to attend their worship, they really don't know much about him.
Wow. You owe him a debt.
He's a PC. He's a PC.
He's got that certain glow about him.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
He's around doing things. Yeah, he's a freaking PC.
Right. Yeah, so that is the tale that you told, or tale that you hear, is that, these people changed recently.
I will conclude my tale by saying, if you should ever need us again, we will be here. And this is why I have no fate points, because I spend 3 fate points to use my Laywalker ability, which creates a portal that we can come back to here.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Ooh.
where do you place the portal?
At the back of the inn.
Okay. In the latrine.
church.
It's in the outhouse.
I thought about doing it in somebody's room or something, but then it would just walk in
Right.
on them. But yeah.
Okay, very good. You have a portal back to a place that's
Nice.
friendly to you because of that roll.
Friendly.
So we're almost at the end of the night here, but let's just go ahead and do a little bit of wrap up and get you a little bit of background what's going on. The priest does become conscious in the morning. He's really weak. He can use some food and wine, but you can ask him questions, which he's not. He doesn't
You're a
want to
PC.
talk too much.
Oh.
Yep. Does anybody have any skills of like people reading or, any good
Yeah.
interpersonal
I
skills?
have the
Empathy.
empathy skill.
You do.
Yeah.
Why don't you make me that check?
I'm
Oh,
gonna
it's empathy and
assist.
I don't take empathy. I just
I
manipulate people's
assume-
feelings. I don't care what they are.
I choose to assist with empathy.
If
All
you
right.
have empathy as well, then yes, you can assist, and
Yep.
you can take the extra die.
Is that what I thought? It's an extra die. I thought you had to roll to.
Yeah, I'm just shorting it since this is not
Alright,
dire.
fine. I guess this is insight to see
Yeah.
what he's doing. So yeah.
Yeah, I
Junk.
don't have to.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Ooh, that's
What
a
do I
question.
drop? Do I drop?
3 or 3?
I
Oh,
might
drop the
drop the
5.
5 so that I
Drop
get
the
the greater
5.
success.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, actually, given that
Oh.
I'm adding 7 for my aspect, I'll have a
Okay.
Yeah.
19 great success.
So what you get with that check with the empathy is like, I mean, he basically tells you what you kind of figured out is that these people
He is a PC.
were possessed by spirits that were freed recently by the moving of one of the great talismans.
Yeah. If these guys don't say anything when I'm around, I will freely volunteer because I don't care. There's the talisman that was in the
Oh
great
yeah,
side
yeah, I
of
would have.
the Great
Right.
Forest. So yeah, we know which talisman was
Which he does thank you
Okay,
for that
that's the
information.
Enchantress.
Yeah, because he didn't know what talisman was displaced. Now he knows. So that gives him a little bit of information. What you get with the empathy check, though, is that he doesn't seem to feel like this is a great win. And just in the interplay that you get with between him and you are, is that they weren't all possessed. He had to kill one of the sons that wasn't possessed to find that out. So he did murder somebody
Oh,
that he's not too happy about.
Yeah, he is a PC. He murdered people.
sometimes I have found in my prophetic things.
Sometimes you
can't
got to
always
kill an
tell.
orphan to save a town. No.
Exactly. Yep. It's not
Oh, if we were
always
doing
good.
fate, that would so be an aspect.
Right. But yeah, he's feeling a little that he's done wrong because he didn't do his research well enough, and yeah, one of them wasn't innocent, and yep, murdered him. It's like, oh, no demon in there. Whoops, let's just push that body aside and try the next one.
See,
Don't know that you can. Is it murder? Or is it just an accidental killing in the line of your work?
Well, you made that roll, so if your idea is to make him feel a little bit better about it, that will work. I mean, he will. That's not really your
Yeah.
attempt. Okay.
I don't know. Can you be sure that he wasn't demon possessed? Can you really? Perhaps it was just a greater demon that you could not sense.
Maybe he was just
Yeah,
a
if it's-
bad person.
if you're doing a persuasion or deception roll, I can give you a boost.
Yeah,
I mean, he's the younger son from a rich family. How good could he have been?
keep the rich.
No. So the other thing that comes out is that there are multiples of these talismans that the wizard had placed in the care of powerful human family lines long ago, and they were put in trust. They were protected. They were hidden. But someone, or some group has decided that they are going to find these talismans, and each time one is removed, is taken out, it seems to cause problems. The one in the forest is the second one he knows about. Okay.
Well, I guess we need to find whoever these nasty people are and deal with them appropriately.
He
And
suggests
hope
that
someone is dealing with it that we can support.
he suggests that you split up. You seem to already be on the trail of this. He has some other leads that he needs to track down, and suggests that you meet back here in a month.
We're NPCs in his story, aren't we?
Yeah.
To share information. Remember, this world or this continent is not very big. As a matter of fact, in the book, there is actually no scale. It is as big or small as the GM wants it to be.
Yeah. I was like, in the other game, we've got what's her name is the star, and now this guy's a star.
Yeah, right.
They just
This is our
support people, and other people
Is
support.
this one called Magpie as well? They all called Magpie across all of the multiverses, all the PCs.
It's the family magpie. He has a crest. Come on. All right, guys. We'll go ahead and end it there for the night. Then you've learned a few things. There are other people, other champions out trying to stop the bad things from happening. But each time one of these talisman is displaced, something bad happens. Right. So let's go ahead and do our outros. Dion, what do you got going on?
Hi, I'm Dion, also known as Substances Used. I've been playing a lot more games recently on my channel. Last night we started a playthrough of Chrono Cross. Parasite Eve's gonna go on the back burner because that was the backup game if Chrono Cross didn't work, and I got to work, so we're going through that. You can also catch me doing some D&D on a bunch of streams, like here on Steam Steel Murder, Mondays and Fridays. Tuesdays and Fridays, I'm sorry. Monday, every other Monday starting this coming one, you can catch me on Featherfall doing Rime of the Frost Maiden. And tomorrow, catch me on Fulsham_Arts channel doing Spaceship Zero, pulp sci-fi campaign where we are like kind of like think Star Trek but capitalists. Like, it's gonna be pretty interesting.
Nice. So yeah, Dion didn't say it, but the games that he's streaming are like classic PlayStation games, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I've been trying to stick to a lot more I guess you could call it retro nowadays for
Yeah.
that console. But a lot of PS1, I might dip into some Super Nintendo, might even dip into some other consoles as I go.
Dreamcast. Got to do some Dreamcast. It's my favorite
So
console.
good.
Richard.
Skies of Arcadia.
Oh yeah, exactly. Richard, what you got?
If you wake up late at night and you're asking those questions, if you ever feel alone, get up, turn all the lights off in your house and watch a horror movie, and you won't feel so alone. I, on the other hand, if you want to fill in the loneliness, you can watch me on Twitch playing a variety of different video games. Currently playing through Horizon Zero Dawn, but you can watch me here on Twitch under LMTDTMFFR, or say it with me now, limited time offer, no vowels.
Limited Tim offer.
That
Tim
Tim
E. offer.
offer always
That
being
Tim.
offered up. Jameis, you got a bloggish thing?
Yeah, I've got a blog, and recently just put up my review of Spiral from the Book of Saul, which did totally not need to be from the Book of Saul. I'm also in a game from Anytime, Anywhere. It's been going on for a while. I just recently joined them, and so they put theirs all up on YouTube. It's quite sort of behind where he's up to, but I've just recently joined them in the current game of, they call it Shield Heist is what the current adventure is called, and every now and then I'll pop up in the adventure because they have a large rotating cast. So
Yeah, that's
the one
Logan,
that that's
from
what it is.
Heroic
that's
Cthulhu
Logan's
fame.
one. Yeah. So yeah, I just recently joined them, so you'll see me crop up in some of the shows.
Nice.
Otherwise, you'll find me haunting Richard's stream.
So if you found this stream, then you know we are at twitch.tv/SteamSteelMurder. We stream on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. So coming up this Sunday, we've got some Shadowrun in the Powered by the Apocalypse system. Tuesday is First Edition Dungeons and Dragons. Friday, for at least one more week, we're doing Talisman Adventures. Usually it is our BX Dungeons and Dragons game. And this Saturday, I'm playing Tiny Cthulhu as a player over in the Defenders of Kobold stream. Also, check out our podcast, Blue Magic, BLUMAGIK.com. 11 years worth of fun and role-playing there. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Everybody say bye.
Good night, everybody.